Hey guys, welcome. I am super excited for today's video. This is my first studying for my LSAT video. If you missed my last video, it was me talking all about how I'm gonna start the journey of studying for the LSAT and going to law school. So that's what we're doing today. It is Monday, October 5th, and like I said, it's my first study day. I already took a diagnostic test, talked about it in my last video, and so the plan for this week really is to go through the diagnostic test like in detail and review each question, see what I got wrong, and just study that way. So I've scheduled out 4 days this week for about an hour each. We'll see how long it actually takes, and each day I'm gonna review a separate section of the test. So today is the first section, so it is logical reasoning. I think there's like 25 questions in this section that I have to look at. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we'll see. Okay guys, I took a second, cleaned up my desk, got a snack. I burnt the bottom, but ignore it. And now I'm pulling up my Khan Academy, but the problem is I don't know how this is gonna go or what to expect because I don't know like how I'm gonna want to take notes for this. Like, am I writing stuff down? Am I typing it out? Like, in theory, I would just print out the test that I took and like annotate it, but it doesn't come in like a good format like that where I can do that easily. So this is what I mean. So this is like the end of the test, and so you can go into each question or each section and like see all the answers. You can click on an answer and it gives you the question and then like all of the explanations, but it doesn't just have like the whole test together to easily print out all of the questions. So that's why I don't really know what I want to do, but I guess I'm just gonna get started, and then once I get into a rhythm, I'll let you guys know what I decide. In this section, I got 12 out of 25 questions correct, so I'm gonna focus on the ones I got wrong, but probably, I think looking at all of them would be a good idea. All right, I'm working my way through these questions, and I have just a few more left to read, I think. And at first I was reading them and I was like, okay, like I get it, like I'm understanding, but I was like, is this really helping me like in the long run? But now I'm like reading a couple more questions and then I read the right answer and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is like so obviously like should have been the right answer. Like, why didn't I choose that from the beginning? So I think it's helping. Also, like, my books aren't here yet, so what are we gonna do? But yeah, I've been at this for a while. I'm not really taking notes. I'm just kind of like reading and trying to comprehend, because let me tell you, if you've never read the passages that are like on the LSAT that you have to read for the questions, they are intense. Like, I don't know if intense is the right word, but at least for me, who used to be a really strong reader, they're just a little difficult. They just take a lot of brain power to read and like completely understand them. But we're working our way through. I'm already like seeing places where I'm like, oh, well, like obviously I should have picked that answer instead of the one that I did choose. So I'm gonna take that as a good sign. All right, I have finished reading through all the questions I got wrong. Feeling a little better about moving forward. Definitely stuff to work on though. And I think before I finish up, because I kind of feel like I'm not accomplishing a lot and I want to feel like I'm accomplishing a little more, I'm gonna do a couple of practice problems, just one or two that I have on Khan Academy. Right now I'm in stage 1. I think the stages that it has me in are like every practice test is a stage, is what I'm guessing. So right now in stage 1 I have a bunch of like tasks that I can work on that correspond to the different categories of the test. So I'm going to do 1 or 2 logical reasoning questions and then probably call it a night. So for all of these tasks, it shows like what the question is about, and then I have to get like a certain number of questions correct in order to like move on, I think. And it tells you what the difficulty is and like how long it should take. And these points are just for like the Khan Academy program. It's like one of those things that gives you points for doing different stuff. So I only got 3 out of 6 correct. Looks like I got some work to do. Good morning, you guys. Welcome to day 2. Today is gonna be really similar to yesterday. I am studying the questions about analytical reasoning. This section had 23 questions. I missed 8 questions, so I'm just gonna read over those and then probably do some practice problems again, just like I did yesterday. I know yesterday I mentioned I didn't know like how this study session was gonna go and like notes and stuff. What I decided to do, since I'm mostly just reading over the questions and kind of getting a feel for it, I decided to just keep like a spreadsheet of the questions that were in each section and like the types of questions that I got wrong, because on the test it like categorizes them by like different skill types and question types. So that's what I'm doing. I can go show you guys my spreadsheet today or tomorrow when I have more stuff in it. That's what I'm doing as far as notes for this studying this week. And probably when I get like my books and stuff and I start doing more practice problems, I'll have like more actual like notes of like things I want to remember and highlighting and stuff like that. That's the plan for today. It's like 10 o'clock. I just went ahead and like updated my spreadsheet before I pulled out the camera. And now I'm just gonna start reading over questions. So here's what I took from that. The logic games are really hard to review, at least for me, and follow their reasoning and to like re-understand the logic games. I just had a hard time with that. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and do the practice problems like I said. I kind of was like looking at the diagrams that they gave and the explanations, so try those out and see where I end up. This is definitely one that I'm gonna have to study quite a bit when I get my book, which is funny because I think this is a section where I got the least amount of wrong answers, but now like reading them again, I like can't comprehend or like can't think of the answers. I also don't have like my notes out that I was making during the test, so that could be it. Like I'm not drawing it over myself, but let's try some practice problems. Hello. It has been a couple days since I've talked to you guys. I had a schedule to study yesterday, which is Thursday, and I forget what I was doing yesterday, but it just didn't work out. Got super busy, so I moved that to today, so hopefully I can squeeze in both hours today. If not, I'll just do it tomorrow. It's not a huge rush, but I finally got 2 out of my 3 textbooks in the mail. They actually got here on Wednesday, and I'm just opening them now. But I'm super pumped, so we can go ahead and open these. If I didn't mention this in my last video, I bought all 3 of these books used off of Amazon, and they are the Power School like Bible books. I don't know, you'll see when I open it. I can link them down below too, but I got them used because I didn't want to spend a lot of money. We got one. This is the Logic Games Bible. I didn't realize that I bought the 2016 edition. I don't know if that'll be an issue or not. I feel like it won't be an issue. It's like on some level it has to be similar, right? I don't know. But here's what I got. I guess I should have paid a little more attention, but it's okay. I got the LSAT Logic Games Bible and the Logical Reasoning Bible, and then I'm just waiting for my reading comprehension book to come in, and it's the same in this series. I'm not really gonna start reading these until next week. I have to finish reviewing the test. Hey guys, it's been a few days since I've checked in, but life has just been kind of crazy, and that's okay. I'm gonna wrap up this first week of studying here. I just finished going over the last 2 sections of the diagnostic test that I needed to do. I didn't get them done as quickly as I wanted to, but it's all right. We still got it done. I still have a lot of time before the test, so I'm not too stressed about it. But before I end the vlog, I just want to show you guys the spreadsheet that I made to kind of track my progress and my studying. Alright, so here's my spreadsheet. The first thing I've got is like a tab to track my practice test that I take. So I'll have like what test number it is, when I take it, what my score was, and then my breakdown of like total correct answers on the test. The second tab is specifically for the diagnostic test, and I think I briefly mentioned this the other day, but I just went through my diagnostic test and I wrote down all of the skills and like types of questions that was asked in each section, and I highlighted the ones in red so I could see like which type of questions I was getting wrong in each section, and just kind of refer back to that as I study and as I go through this whole process to see if I'm improving, if like there's sections I still need extra work in, stuff like that. And then on this last tab is just where I'm going to keep track of my study schedule for each week and how much time I spend studying. I think the study schedule tab will be really helpful because at the end of this whole process, I kind of want to do like an overarching review. So like in addition to like the more in-depth studying techniques that I'm using each week, I can do kind of like, here's what I did overall. I spent this many hours studying. I studied like this many weeks, this many times a week on average, stuff like that, and just kind of do like an overall what worked and what didn't and exactly what I did in like a summary form. So if someone doesn't want to watch the whole series, they don't have to, but it's still there for those who do. So that's what I've gotten so far. Again, it's only been a week, you know, we're not too far into it yet, and I'll be sure to update you guys as we go. Either today or tomorrow I'm going to start my second week of studying with my new textbooks. I'm still waiting for one more book to come in the mail, but I'm still gonna be able to start with the two that I have. I have logic games and logical reasoning. And so I will see you guys in my next video. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to follow me along on the rest of this LSAT studying journey. I'd love to have you. I'd love to hear any comments or suggestion or anything you have about what I'm doing, ways I can improve. And I will see you guys in my next video.